Nursing, I like you. You for me. You for me. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Robin. I am currently a 4th semester nursing student at FSU, and we about to graduate. I started at FSU in 2018 and now it is 2022 and April 30th cannot get here any quicker. But to wrap up the whole summary of who I am and everything, I do want to let you all know what this video is mainly about. It's about why did I choose nursing, how did I know it was for me, and how I'm feeling about it. Do I like it so far? Yes. But how did I really know and make peace with, okay, nursing, I like you. You for me. You for me. Okay, y'all, so right now I'm on my phone because I wrote down a couple of things that I wanted to make sure I am going to hit on throughout this video and show y'all my why, because they always ask you when it comes to applying, why nursing, why me, but why. So this is my why. But before I get into all that, currently I am doing my preceptorship or internship. I know some people, you know, use those words interchangeably, and I'm doing it back home. So I'm not in Tallahassee right now. I'm in South Florida doing my internship because this is where I want to come back to once I graduate. And I'm actually at a facility that I am hoping will be, you know, a future employer. So far with precepting, I am doing everything a nurse would do. It's like I'm using my independence now, I'm using my critical thinking skills, and it's like my time to shine as in making decisions, communicating with the patients, the doctors, the social worker, therapists, nutritionists, dietitians, everybody. I'm talking, they're listening, because I'm by my patient all the time. So I'm stepping into that role while the nurse I'm shadowing, she's like kind of letting me go out on my own, and she's there whenever I need her, you know, especially with medications and all. She showed me the ropes, doing a lot of more things on my own. So whoop, whoop. All right, so let's get into it. So first things first, I attend Florida State University, home of the Seminoles, y'all. So here at Florida State, the process of me getting into nursing school was very challenging. It was very competitive. Mind you, the school is like 45,000 plus. Nursing is pretty high in demand, and only 72 people during my year in my cohort were getting accepted out of probably 400, 500 applicants, maybe more. But it's a school of 45,000, so I wouldn't doubt it. And when I came to FSU, you know, they ask you, what is your major? What do you want to major in? So I'm like, nursing. Why? Because I did like a nursing program back in high school, and like a magnet program, got my little CNA license, EKG, blah blah blah. Shout out to American Senior High School. But when I came to FSU, I was like, yeah, my major nursing. Boom. Yeah, I thought I was off the hook. I'm like, yeah, I'm finna start this. I didn't really know the ropes and all the ins and outs. I thought I was automatically in nursing once they asked me what I want my major to be, and that, all right, we finna get into the nitty gritty. No, that's not what happened. So at FSU specifically, I'm not sure how other schools do it, but usually nursing is a program you have to apply to get into. So although I was accepted into FSU and I told them I wanted my major to be nursing, my major was pre-nursing, non-affiliated, okay? NFA. Well, not formally admitted. Every transcript was like pre-nursing, NFA, pre-nursing, NFA. I'm like, dang, okay. But that was because I had to get my prereqs. So y'all know, if you do know, anatomy, micro, all the maths, all the sciences. I didn't do any dual enrollment in particular for nursing. I don't know why I did stuff like astronomy and meteorology for dual enrollment, because, you know, in my other life I probably could have been a weather girl, but we're not gonna get into that. So I had to do all those, and constantly you see all the people that you're kind of competing against in your classes because they have to take those same classes. And of course I used to be like, Lord, I pray, like, if this is for me, God, please let it be. This is what I want to do. This is what, you know, has resonated with me. Like, I like this profession. Spring 2020, that was the semester that I had to apply. That was my sophomore year at FSU. And, you know, I just said, hey, I did everything I could. My GPA was a 3.9. Oh, I got a message. 3.9. It's still a 3.9, but it was like a 3.97. Boom, boom, boom. I was like, ooh. And I used to think, I was like, dang, it's not a 4.0. But at the end of the day, nursing isn't about what grades you make or how well you do on exams and stuff. Like, yes, you need to go through all that to get to that license and all, everything like that. But it's more than that. And of course, I realized that throughout my journey. So I applied to nursing school. The moment I found out I got into nursing school, it was the middle of the pandemic. I'm at home away from Tallahassee, you know, with my parents. They're like, hey, when are you going to find out? When are you going to find out? Because it was like, you know, we already applied, and then after the application was sent, you are then chosen for an interview if they want to continue. And that was in person. It was a group interview. So after that, it's when they were going to, okay, if you were accepted or not. And I got accepted, y'all. I was like, okay, this is real. I was able to start my journey fall 2020, and it is now spring 2022. So I feel like this is a good time for me to explain like why I thought nursing was really for me, especially after being in a clinical setting, being around other members of the health profession field. You know, I got to see a lot of people in their role, and especially the role of a nurse. So let's get into that. All my rambling, y'all. Thank y'all for still watching if you still here. Okay, so nursing to me is such a holistic form of medicine. It's a holistic approach. They're looking at not just what they see diagnostically. We're looking at how you feel, how are you thinking, how are you adjusting to your new situation, how are things, you know, messing with your emotional state, and how is that taking a toll on the physical changes that we're seeing in your body. How is that affecting your lab results? Are you stressed? Is your sodium levels high? What you've been eating? Is it because of stress? So it's like, I really enjoy how nursing is like telling a story, especially with being with the patient throughout the whole, you know, half of the day, and sometimes more. You get to look at all of the specifics and the details that goes into their story, how they got there, how you plan on making them have or helping them achieve a better outcome, and improving just that quality of patient care, because hospitals are not fun. It is not fun. It's fun for learning, but it's not fun when you're looking at it from a patient's point of view. I really enjoy how nurses pay attention to those details, and I'm a very detail-oriented person, pretty much perfectionist. I feel like a lot of nursing students or nurses are perfectionists and want to be, you know, because they're like overachievers in a way, and I enjoy looking at that. I don't want to miss anything that's important to the situation, because what I miss could be something so, you know, detrimental, and that's not what I want to do. Okay, so that's that. I'm going through my checklist, y'all. Okay, so I do enjoy speaking to patients and being with them. I am sometimes, I won't say I'm a quiet person, but I'm very observant, which goes hand in hand with detail oriented. But when I get to talking, I could talk. So I feel like y'all got a little taste of how I do run on and on with how I talk and the things I be talking about. I just be, and I enjoy the personalities of certain patients, and even the ones who may come off, you know, because they're going through a hard time. After they get, you know, adjusted to you and they get familiar with who you are, especially as their nurse, they open up to you, and you get to see more of what is the root of why you're feeling like this, why you're acting like this, why you're responding like this, or why you're not responding at all, you know, in your norm. So I really enjoy that. It's like a investigator, like not Law and Order, but I'm something. I'm digging deeper. I'm digging deeper. Time with patients, I honestly really enjoy how nursing is not a standstill profession. If I wanted to deal with psych patients, I could do that. If I wanted to deal with critical care patients, I could do that. Peds, I could do that. Outpatient, I could do that. Surgical, I could do that. Or I could do that. So it's like, I won't have to go back to school for that, you know what I'm saying? And it's also, of course, certifications you could gain, but it's not like I have to go back to school to change my specialty. That sold me, y'all. That right there, it's so me. Okay, well, I don't gotta go back to school, and trust me, I love school. I honestly cannot imagine my life without school, which, you know, kind of goes back into like before I used to want to be a doctor. And I do still plan on being a doctor, y'all. Not an MD, but a DNP, which is a whole nother story, because I do plan on getting my doctorate in nursing, just to master that higher advanced skill and everything in this profession because of how much I enjoy it. But long story short, I really do enjoy how we don't have to change specialties. Like, I could get a taste of any and everything, you know what I'm saying? So that's another pointer for me, not having to go back to school to change your specialty. Another certification, if that's needed, that's fine. From my understanding, I'm okay with that. But it allows me to venture out. And then, you know, they add the travel nursing too, so it's like, even though it's probably been around, but it gains so much more attention with COVID and everything. So it's like now I get to go to different places and everything. They have different travel things for other health professionals, but it's not nursing, y'all. Okay, so moving more in depth with nursing, I do also enjoy the clinical skills. I actually tie in communication with clinical skills because I really feel like in order to be a well-rounded nurse or a decent nurse, you need to know how to communicate. You need to know how to look at yourself from an outside perspective and see how your responses or how you talk to someone could affect them, especially if they're from a different demographic or a different background. You know, this is a very diverse world, especially the United States of America. And it's like, you got to know how to speak to people because you want to make their situation better by the smallest thing. Whatever you could do, try to do that. Because with nursing, there's a lot of teaching. And like I said, I like to run my mouth. I like to teach too. Like, I like to help people figure out what they're missing and help people prepare for what they're going into. And I feel like nursing is very, very, very good with that because yes, other healthcare professionals, they do a lot of teaching as well. But you know, when that doctor or when that pharmacist or when that RT or when that, and shout out to all of them, and when that physical therapist, they walk out the room, I'll still be here. And that patient might be like, hey, I don't remember what the doctor said. What do I gotta do again? What can I eat? Can I eat after 12 even though my procedure's at 8 in the morning? No, you can't. But I'll tell you that. And then it's like, I'm also like a certain connector, you know, a certain connection between the patient and I'm a certain adapter between the patient and other members because the questions they have, and even if I don't have the answer to, I can let them know like, hey, I'm not sure of that right now, but let me go find out. I'm gonna go talk to your doctor. I'm gonna go text him or email him because they got the little things now. And I'm gonna let you know what he says and what he wants for you to do or what she or, you know, wants for you to do. So I like that, guys. Okay, guys, so I'm just gonna keep pushing forward. Already kind of touched on it, but I feel like nurses give patients realistic perspectives. Because we're always there, and since we're always there, it's like they're more comfortable with kind of talking to us. Sometimes the downfall with that is they might not think we know a lot or as much, and sometimes, a lot of times, nurses do know just as much as the doctor because they're so used to those situations and those type of, you know, plans of care. They could tell you what the answer is going to be. Sometimes they don't think nurses know the answers, and sometimes some nurses don't. But I admit, I'm not afraid to be like, hey, I don't know, but let me let you know. I'm gonna let you know. I enjoy being with patients during their worst times because being able to see them come from the bottom into the top optimum level of quality of life that they can achieve, that's set for them, that's individualized for them. I appreciate that. I appreciate being able to just see it through because I don't like to just see the ending. I want to know what happened in the beginning, how it was in the middle, and then I like the end. So that's just my take on it. I enjoy showing support and comfort, and I don't know, I just like to talk. Sometimes I do. But sometimes, and not talking even just with the patient, y'all, like family too. And I understand that once I get into the profession, as I start working more and more, talking to patients and family might sometimes feel like a hassle when you're trying to get a whole bunch of other things done. You have more than one patient, especially in critical care settings where a lot of the times the patient cannot respond. I still like to speak to patients who are unresponsive and act as if they can hear me, because I feel like they could, and just showing them comfort, like, hey, I don't understand exactly what you're going through because I'm not in your situation, but I'm here to listen. I'm here for you. Even if they can't respond, I'm here, and I'm gonna do my best to make sure you are as comfortable as I could possibly make you be. Sometimes I pray for my patients, but that's a whole other story. I pray for my patients, y'all. And then lastly, y'all, for the most part, this profession, it humbles you. Do not go into this profession, you know, feeling all high and mighty. Be confident, yes, but because of the many interactions you're going to have with not just family and patients, but even members of the healthcare team, sometimes things might not go as smooth as they should, and it will humble you. I feel like nursing is a humility profession. Like, you got to be in it because your heart's good. You got to be in it because your heart wants to do it. You know, it's not for the money. They should be paid more. It's not for the money. It's not for anything like that. I feel like with nursing, for me, it's like a form of, I'm doing all that I can, at least a start, on healing the world in a way. And not just with procedures, because I'm not doing any procedures or anything like that to that extent, but with my time and just that emotional health and well-being part of it all. I feel like that plays such a huge part in the outcome of how a patient feels. Lastly, guys, I love the nurse's schedule. Okay, so a typical schedule, because full-time is when you're working 36 hours a week, right? Y'all, if I'm wrong, have mercy on me, because I am a student, okay? And I'm just talking from what I've seen so far with my clinical experience, okay? And I asked a lot of questions, so I think I'm pretty much right. But I enjoy a nurse's schedule. Yes, those 12 hours are tedious. Listen, coming from a person who's in their preceptorship right now and working the schedule of a nurse, it is tedious. I get tired. I be tired after a long day. Your feet hurt, your back hurts. Sometimes those compression socks don't work like they should, in my opinion. But you work those 3 times out the week, those 12-hour shifts, which is 36 hours, and you're off for like 4 days, you know? But it varies. I know that people change up their schedules, or they get assigned certain schedules where they might be off for 2 and then off for 3 and then go back. But it really depends. But typically, that's what it really is, and I enjoy that because I feel like I have time to live a little bit. I'll probably be asleep on those days, but at least I have, you know, 1 or 2 days where I could go out and enjoy the world and not let life pass me by, because sometimes I do feel like that. But I'm seeing so far, I'm really enjoying just being a part of this role, even if it's unofficially, because I am a student still and I graduate in April. But it just feels good being a part of this role, knowing that I'm about to be a part of the future of nurses. And eventually I do want to go back to school, as I mentioned before. I want to get a good amount of experience before I do apply for grad school. I want to go to DNP school, and I know that it takes a good amount of experience, you know, that'll help you, or help me. I feel like more experience for me being at the bedside of a patient is going to help me with applying those skills as I go into that advanced practice in the future. So that's the goal, y'all. We gonna see. I went through all the checklists of what I really want to touch on with why I chose nursing. It's not just about, oh, I like to care for people, I like to help people. Yes, that's the thing about it, but I feel like it goes so much deeper. But that's all for this video, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that you all, you know, reach out to me. I want to start communicating with everybody who's also interested in this, and any feedback that y'all have, let me know. I love to hear it. But thank you all for tuning in, and I will catch y'all in my next video.